All right, if you own a Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, Alfa Romeo, frankly, almost any Stellantis product, and you want to get some money, you could just simply sit back now and wait for this lawsuit to play itself out. And you too, someday, will get an email probably or a letter in the mail offering you the opportunity to fill out a form and collect a payday. Or the lawsuit's going to go nowhere, they're going to lose, and you're going to get nothing. But unfortunately, this may not be the payday you think it is, but this is absolutely something that we should not be shocked that is taking place because we know. And what's funny is these people act like they don't know. We know that these cars were notorious for getting stolen, especially the Dodge Chargers and Challengers before the Daytona EV crap came out that nobody wants to steal. And even if they did figure out how to steal the thing, it would break down on the way out of the driveway or somewhere randomly on the road, and they would have to walk away from it or get a flatbed and explain why they're driving someone else's Daytona around. And then just think about the time the thieves would have to wait for the car to get out of the repair shop to get all the updates so they can get back in their stolen Daytona and go back out and not be able to do burnouts or donuts because the car is too heavy and underpowered because it's got two separate motors, one that's 335 horsepower and the other 335 horsepower, meaning that you don't have I need to just shut up. I can't help it. When I talk about that Daytona, I just can't help but talk trash. I digress. Let's get back to the point. The point is that there is a lawsuit going on right now. It just hit the news, and I thought I would share it with you. But first, I want to share with you just kind of what it is, and a news story, just a short clip from a news story, so you know what it's about. And we've all seen this a million times. TK did a video about this not that long ago showing how it could be done. And there are ways with the big wires where they extend your key fob and you can get the Faraday cases. This is different. This is where they literally can break into your car, use a Slim Jim, break a window, get in there and plug the key programmer in and simply program new keys and drive away in your car like it's nothing. And if you have a Dodge Charger or Challenger, you are likely the most susceptible and likely to get it stolen. With that said, other models have been stolen and they are easy to steal at this point, and this lawsuit's going to definitely play out. I just don't know how these people have any claims considering that insurance pays them for their cars. I don't know. It'll be interesting. But maybe there will be a win later on, and then you'll get your $19.97 in your portion of the class action lawsuit. We'll talk about that in a second. But let me go ahead and play this clip.
Yet another kind of crime we've got to worry about now. Thieves going high tech, essentially cloning your car's key fob and then just driving off without having to break a window or bust open the ignition box. So last Saturday, a Dodge Charger was stolen from here in La Plata, Charles County, Maryland. 2 days later, it was found here in the Groveton area of Mount Vernon, Fairfax County, Virginia. Now, the police department's so-called ACE team there, Auto Crimes Enforcement, found the car and staked it out. And once the alleged perps rolled up on that Charger, they moved in and took them. So these two ended up behind bars. Kevin Peratova, 23 years old, and Yalismar Mora Flores, 26. But here's the eyebrow thing that police found with them, allegedly. This key fob reprogramming tool and two reprogrammed key fobs for the stolen Charger. And that device looks a lot like these that I found for sale on a number of different online and in-person stores for around $550. It's advertised as a smart key replacement for more than 700 different types of vehicles. Only way to protect yourselves from one of these types of crimes? One of these. Really simple. A lock you put over your steering wheel that can only be opened with a key.
All right, so we've all heard that before. Let me show you this this article on this lawsuit here. Owners sue Stellantis over anti-theft system that was anything but. No kidding. Every single year on my videos when a new model would come out or a new year would come out of the Charger, Challengers, or any other cars, the Jeeps, doesn't matter, I would get comments and you all would say, many of you would say, what about a security system? Did they put a new security system in? And I believe one year, maybe it was 22 or 23, they said that they significantly improved the security system. And I bought that model and I ended up having the police at my house because my alarm wouldn't stop going off nonstop for no reason and just honking in front of my house, ticking off all of my neighbors. But nonetheless, the cars were still getting stolen. And I will put a little link right in my description below of the device that can help you keep them from being able to throw the car into neutral with the neutral strap. But I'm not sure that this would help you at all in this situation, considering that these guys are just simply programming keys. So a sweeping lawsuit accuses the automaker of hiding theft-prone flaws in millions of vehicles after a judge refused to throw out the case, which I'm shocked that the judge didn't throw out the case. I'm no lawyer, but I can tell you cars getting stolen and being able to sue for cars getting stolen, be able to sue the manufacturer for cars getting stolen because the security system isn't adequate enough is pretty rich when you think about it, because now we're blaming the automaker on the thieves who are doing the illegal acts. But I guess that's the world we live in now, and I'm not even defending Stellantis. I mean, certainly they should put better security systems on their cars. We all knew that they got stolen, but I don't know how you blame them when you could park anybody who parked their car in the garage probably didn't get their car stolen. But if you parked it on the street, then you did get your car stolen. And if you were in a bad neighborhood, you got your car stolen. If you were in a good neighborhood, they came to your neighborhood to steal your car. So it's an interesting lawsuit to have a judge not throw out, but it claims millions of vehicles have easily bypassed anti-theft systems. No kidding. Plaintiffs, they're surprised. Plaintiffs say Stellantis concealed risks of theft from unsuspecting buyers. Okay, if you bought one of these cars, you didn't know that they're susceptible to getting stolen, then you live under a rock, but okay. Some owners had vehicles stolen using key programmers in under 2 minutes. And yes, I'm not going to I don't know, I probably already did with a clip, but I mean, it's pretty easy to do, but you've got to be willing to commit a felony and steal a car and risk going to prison. I say just have great insurance. So many people have asked me, Brad, what about your car? Aren't you afraid because you park it outside a lot? Aren't you worried about it getting stolen? I'm like, no, that's why God invented insurance. And car theft generally isn't an at-fault issue. And my car is a 6-speed manual, and most of these thieves don't know how to drive one of those things anyways. But no, I don't live in that place. If they want to come steal my car, come steal my car. I've got the 20% overage on my insurance, which means it's kind of like gap insurance through USAA. If you got USAA, you should get it. It's cheap, and they will pay me 20% over current market value of the car, which enables me to be in a good financial position. So come and get it if you want, and good luck. The case covers millions of models from across the group, spanning 2012 to 24, and including Alfa Romeo, Fiat, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram vehicles fitted with push-button start systems and the Sentry Key engine immobilizer system. That's pretty much everybody. So all of you with this little button, which is all of us, your car is vulnerable. According to the suit, the anti-theft ignition systems can be easily bypassed by novice thieves who can smash a window, plug in a key programmer that can get on freaking eBay, and drive away in minutes. The legal action bears resemblance to those filed against Hyundai and Kia after a surge in thefts across the United States. Yet there's an important distinction, as while certain Hyundai and Kia models were sold without immobilizers, every FCA model named in this case does have one installed. That detail forms a core part of the plaintiff's argument. They maintain that they had no reason to believe their vehicles could be stolen when properly locked, windows sealed, and keys removed. The lawsuit also contends that these vehicles may violate federal safety and theft prevention standards. Thefts aplenty. So they talk about this guy who had his TRX Emmanuel Turcotte in Florida, whose Ram 1500 TRX was stolen in April 2024. Interestingly, many others involved in the suit have not had their vehicles stolen, but have joined in the grounds of shared risk and diminished value. So even if your car has not been stolen, it's likely, you're going to be able to, if they were to win or get a settlement, that you're going to end up with one of those class action notifications if you own one of these cars. And I'll tell you right now, if it does reach a settlement, or it'll never go to court, I don't believe, then you're going to get that $3.62, and the lawyer's going to walk away with $37 million, kind of like this one, right here. How about this one with the minivans? It happened. Geez, we talked about it earlier this year, but I didn't do a video on this because I'm not a minivan guy, but I am a Prius guy, so I guess I should be a minivan guy at this point. Owner suing Stellantis gets $3,000. So the class rep, the main person in the class, so the guy that represented the class in the class action, ends up with the lead plaintiff gets $3,000, while the law firm is poised to collect a cool $1.75 million. They didn't get into what other class members or just customers owning this car, what they said they would pay them, but oftentimes it's come get a coupon for a free donut while you're waiting for your oil change. It's not enough to change anyone's life or universe, which is why I talk about it all the time, that if you're invited to be in a class action lawsuit, or you think threatening class action lawsuits, the only person that wins in that is the attorneys, the only ones, because the manufacturer loses because they got to pay a boatload of money, and the attorneys cash in a huge way. The lead plaintiff gets more money than everybody else, and the class rep, and then everyone else gets a bag of peanuts. So it just doesn't make sense. But nonetheless, in this case with the van, no money was transferred to change anybody's life. But in the end, the judge rejected a motion from FCA to compel plaintiffs to arbitration. And this is kind of funny. And to dismiss the lawsuit. The company pointed out that its warranty booklet notes that any disputes between customers and FCA must be decided through arbitration rather than a judge or jury. Now, that's a big deal, because judges oftentimes would love to be able to say, out of my jurisdiction, you have an arbitration agreement, take it to arbitration, boom, it's out of their courtroom, and they've got to go do that first. And in this case, judge says no and sided with the plaintiffs. So it looks like they're going to get their day in court. However, plaintiffs countered that they never agreed to such terms, arguing they were never provided with the booklet in the first place. So absent having signatures on those things, I think it's going to be hard for them to force arbitration on them. But, it's a multi-billion-dollar publicly traded company. They're fighting this monster company, and even if they win, they lose. But you know who does win? It's the plaintiff's attorney. The plaintiff's attorney will cash in a huge way. So that's what's happening. And if you've got one of these things, if you've got a TRX, I think it's just wise to think, I have a buddy with a TRX. He got his stolen. I think if you've got a TRX and you're not putting it in safe places and you're not going out of your way, I hate to say it, but simple things like, what is that, club on the steering wheel, and parking it in high visibility locations, and just being smart, putting it in your garage, having great insurance, having a low deductible, having gap insurance if you have a large loan on it, or getting USAA with the extra bump in the coverage, and then just living your life. But you've got to know that probably you're going to get that thing stolen if you're not careful. And same with Chargers and Challengers and many of these other cars. And I just thought I'd share this with you all because it's interesting that somebody's going to sue on this, and you all will hear about it, and you will maybe be told that if they lose or settle, which they'll probably settle, that you're going to get a payday. I'm going to venture to guess that you're going to get nothing. But just know that if somebody wants to break into your car, plug in one of these devices, program a key, they can go joyriding your car all they want until they get felony stopped and dragged and handcuffed and stuffed into a police car if they're ever caught. So with that, please like, subscribe, comment. We're almost to 100,000 subscribers, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.